Ron Gardenhire has been managing them for a while, and he says hello here on High Heat on our Friday. Gardy, nice to talk. How are you today, pal? Okay?
Yeah, everything's good.
How do you feel? I mean, you and I about the same age. We obviously are trying to play baseball through a pandemic, not easy. We understand the age aspect of it. Give me some thoughts on your thought process when the season started. We had any trepidation? Were you nervous? Give me thoughts here from your standpoint. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think everybody has been a little uneasy, and we're just trying to get through it. The Tigers have done a super job of installing all the protocol that we need, and MLB we followed it really closely. Their players have done a nice job of taking care of themselves on and off the field and wearing their masks inside the clubhouse, and so all those little things are good. When you start hearing the stuff that happened with Miami. Yeah, you start getting a little uneasy again. But you know what? I think we've done a really nice job here in Detroit.
And obviously, you had a road trip too in Cincinnati, so everybody paid attention there in the Queen City, making sure you get those games in against the Reds, right?
Yeah, and that was good. We were there, actually played 2 exhibition games, had a day off, and then played 3. So we were there for quite a while, and everything went good. The Reds had it all set up really nice over there in the visiting clubhouse, and we did have a scare while we were there, a couple of their guys. So, but we got through it, and so far, like I said, everything seems to be going good.
And Gardy, Tigers been plucky. Yeah, good series in Cincinnati with the 9th inning. Hung in there with Kansas City. You won 4 out of your first 7. You got to be happy with where your ball club is right now. Give me some thoughts.
Yeah, you know what? We had a good series over in Cincinnati. We pitched really well. Our bullpen has come out and done really, really well. So when you're facing Cincinnati, those 3 top starters they have, holy cow! And it was a challenge, but we've got some veterans added with our kids and done pretty good so far. Everybody, I think, in baseball is worried about their rotation and trying to get through these things, and I think we struggled a little bit there, but everything else is going okay.
And Scope 3 home runs, and Cabrera hits a couple too. He's 20 away from 500. You're managing some veterans and trying to get that right blend. Tricky spot. You're the perfect guy. Thoughts there? Let me hear.
Well, you know what? You get to manage a guy like Cabrera. That's pretty special in the first place, and then adding Crony and Shuby, those guys are veteran guys that we needed desperately. Help us drive in some runs, and you sit back as a manager and you watch these guys do their thing, and then with a mix of kids, it's kind of fun. It's enjoyable. Last year was rough. We played hard the whole year. I was happy with that, but this year, we want to win a few more ball games for the fans that are sitting at home watching on the TV. So that's what we're trying to do.
And Romine is a backup catcher. I mean, at least for the Yankees, he's a very good addition. He's underrated. That helps with this young pitching if you call these guys up. Thoughts there? Let me hear.
Well, he's done a super job of handling the pitching staff, and I like to sit back when a guy comes off the mound and he goes to talk to a pitcher, sneak over there and kind of listen to conversation. And I'm really happy with the way he goes about his business. He handles that very, very well. And he's forceful. He's not afraid to tell him, hey, that's not good enough. And I really like that in him. And he's been a great addition to our ball club.
I know no extra innings yet. I think it's great, the 10th inning thing. I have no problem with it. And this year specifically, you haven't had a chance, but there's some interesting strategy for a manager. Give me some thoughts there, Ron. What do you see?
Yeah, the most experience I've gotten is from my son managing in the minor leagues, telling me how he did it and what they did. I mean, and you watch what other people are doing so far. So we haven't had it yet. It'll be interesting, depending on who's out at second base and the pinch running situations, all those things. Do you walk a guy, whatever? We haven't got it yet, but we've talked about it an awful lot. We'll see what happens.
It's funny, the managers haven't bunted too much, if you notice. That getting that guy over to third base with less than 2 out, that has not been, we know small balls a way of the past, but we haven't seen too much of that, Ron. Give me thoughts there. Let me hear your observation. Would you bunt in that situation? Let me hear.
It depends on who's at the plate, and if you got a guy that can handle the bat and shoot it the other way and get him over, get him in, that's not a bad way to go either. So if it calls for it and we have the right people up there, or the person I think needs a bunt and can bunt, I wouldn't be afraid to do that. But I still like the option of taking a swing. He's already out there. You got 3 shots at it, so you take that chance. But the first guy over and in would be kind of fun too, or just get him over to third, and then we go from there.
All right, 7-inning doubleheaders. I understand the premise. Let me hear your thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like that. You know, with the way we're going with our pitching staff and all those things, I think that makes sense. Two 9 inning games, that's old school way, but and it's probably the right thing. But you know, in where we're at right now, and trying to get through the 60 games, I think that's probably the right thing to do. 14 innings, maybe a lot less taxing on our pitching staff.
All right, the Indians have done a nice job, and you're in a tricky division. White Sox obviously better. Minnesota can hit, and the Indians' pitching has been great. Not going to be easy here in the American League Central in these next 50 games. Ron, thoughts?
Yeah, there's some really good baseball teams. We know the Twins just absolutely kill it. We stole a couple of their players, so and they just added more in, so they're killing the ball. The Indians have always been a thorn. Tito's fantastic with the way they run that organization over there. Their pitching is phenomenal. So, and they got guys that really know how to play. So, and then the Whiteys have come along and they've got some talented young people, and they're and added some veterans in there too. So it's not going to be easy. We feel like we can go up against just about anybody, and we'll see what happens.
Last thing, I think you and I might be on the same page here. I didn't like what Kelly did with the Dodgers. He got 8 games. Was that too harsh? Give me your thoughts on what happened with the Astros a couple days. I know you've addressed it on your radio. Give me your thoughts there last couple days with Houston. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? I've just said let's go. Let's just forget about it. Play baseball. But obviously the Dodgers were a big part of it. They were in the middle of it and lost to them, and so there's a lot of frustration setting in there. And you know, 8 games. We were told. I mean, right from the get-go that the commissioners, he's going to be very serious about this type of stuff, beanball wars, all those things, and there will be suspensions. So there you have it. I think he's already proved exactly what he said was going to happen. 8 games, whether it's too many, I don't know. All I know is the right thing. When you throw at somebody's head, that's not good. You want to throw at their hip, their legs, that's okay. At the head, yeah, you should face it.
Good boy, Ron. A good, honest answer. We'll root for you. Go get him,
All
Detroit.
right.
Thanks for a few minutes here. Appreciate it.
You got it. Pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.